Hello, Proxy Table Gaming, PTG, Hyper G, and Lucky Sixes.
Greetings.
How are you?
Yeah, it's not too bad actually. Pretty good.
Good.
Um,
Good.
As things go, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
cracking
Good.
on, rolling dice, having fun.
Yeah. No, well, debatable, but yeah.
Oh, I'm having fun.
Oh, good. Good. No, I
Yeah.
was too. I
Oh,
was
right,
too.
good.
Definitely. I know I was enjoying myself.
But yes, here we are for round two.
Turn zero of
and
round
me.
two.
Yes.
Hmm.
the preamble. And it's a
Yeah.
Highborn elf off at Cardiff.
Doesn't get any worse than that.
I know, right? So switch off if you
No.
don't like the pointy ears, everyone.
Or just leave it on and walk away
Yes,
so that we still get the view,
we'll be in the
right?
background.
You know?
Just don't
Yeah.
avert your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
But what
Carry
made
on.
this really interesting actually it was one of the Spanish meta that had come over. I think there was a group of 5 or 6 of them.
Awesome.
That came over to test their
English.
well, yes, absolutely.
Or the British, I guess. This is the Welsh Open. Let's not.
Yeah. And he had a translator as well, so there was actually testing out English, was quite
superb.
cool. But yeah, it was a really, really fun game. And against Killer Dawn, which was
is that his only name? Do we know or?
No, it's Jose.
Ah, well done. I was testing you.
I know you very much were.
Yeah.
So, for my Highborn lists, is as you know, so the
I do know.
On foot, Spear of the Blazing Dawn, Prince, Young Dragon with a mage on top, Order of Fiery Heart, Pyro, Bisbee, Queen's Guard, giving shooty stuff even more shooting, and so 2 big units of Spears and Seaguard, Frost Phoenix, so Frost versus the Knights of Rhymer, who's going to do better.
Yeah, they're very much trying each other
still
out, aren't
continues,
they?
So who's going to be more
What was the
useful?
verdict after round 1 against Tommy?
Well, the Rymanites did very well to Zone and Alpha, but in the end didn't. And I don't think it's their fault, but they didn't flee
the Alpha charged
the
him
charge when they should have. And then
yes, that was true.
And the Phoenix again helped out with the zonage, and also helped out as a combat charge. So kind of
okay. Score draw.
Yeah. Or a board rule, really.
Nil score draw, yeah.
And of course, the Queen's Guard round off the shooting with the Sea Guard Reapers.
Don't they just?
On to his list, and he's got the BSB, which is just
Conrad Tower,
Chappie, the Cosmo Mage Binding Scroll, and a very cheap Highborn Prince, Spear of the Blazing Dawn. So this is your bog standard Prince. With it. So
okay.
Not the Conrad Tower that I've got, and all that jazz.
Yeah, so separated the two out into different characters.
So really interesting. Big unit of spears, 2 small units of archers. And
I've not seen citizen archers in Highborn Army in a while.
I know, yeah, a long time actually. So it's quite nice to see them. And
all Flame Wardens. I mean, I've seen you took them at Black Country Brawl 2 years ago. I don't think I've seen them since.
Yeah, so obviously his main thing is having 2 big units, the Spears and the Flame Wardens, as you say. 2 Frost Phoenixes instead of Rymanites, so maybe maybe that's the thing. So we'll see.
There's Catclaw.
He's stolen. He's defected because I didn't.
He's been catnapped.
Yes, very much so. Grey Watchers and Sea Guard Reapers as well.
So is this Spanish Highborn meta? Or is this just what they're bringing to test our meta?
I think it was, just to test. But it is more combat-y than shooty. So I guess there is...
Is that Spanish meta? Do we know?
It seems to be on the continent, I think.
Okay, I just wouldn't know, you see. So.
Yeah, I can't say that I know either. But it seems to be more combat-y Highborn than
deceptively shooting.
Shooting is just support, really.
Okay. Yep, sure.
So basically shooty versus combat High Elves. We've got the same blind deployment, but frontline crash and breakthrough, and that's not too bad because I do have the Rymanites, so maybe they can
scoot across the board,
help that one out. And this is deployment. Deployment and his turn because we got too excited. So onto mine first, and we've got the spears holding the whole of the left flank.
With the Frost Phoenix about to go around them, which is a bit scary, but
yeah,
we'll get to that.
Yeah. Seaguard Reaper, the Seaguard with Conrad Tower Prince, Mage on a Dragon in the middle, Seaguard Reaper, Queen's Guard with BSB, and then putting the two together, the Frost Phoenix and the Rymanites.
We're literally looking at each other side by side and saying, "Gonna do you?"
Yeah, very much so. On his and approaching me fairly aggressively. As you can see, I played ultra defensive in this.
Yeah, you're right on your line.
Because he dropped to go first, so I made sure that I would be out of a lot of his shooting range.
Yeah. So what he gained from going first and moving up, you gained by being deep in your deployment.
Yeah, and I'll have Banner of Becalm in and shooting on my first turn, which is good. He's got Frost Phoenix, then Line Chariot, then Reavers, which haven't moved yet as well. Archers, Grey Watchers, Phoenix Guard, or Flame Warden, Spears with the Chapin, Spear Prince, Frost Phoenix, 2 Seaguard Reapers at the back, and some Archers on the right.
Your Rhymer must be liking the looks of that, with just a unit of archers to oppose them.
Loving that, really, if I'm honest. My plan is to shoot them as well, so that I don't get any ship damage or any things with the Queen's Guard, and then just go up where I can.
I suppose you stop the Frost Phoenix from helping.
Yeah, so there's a bit
maybe that's your Frosty's job.
We'll see. Yeah.
I like it.
He gets, you're going to see divergence off on my chaps and kills like 10 or something.
Yeah, 9, that's not 10. Great. That's not great.
It's just like, oh, okay. Obviously, seeing them as one of the main threats against the.
It's a good move.
Wardens.
Good move.
Yeah. Then he also kills a. Oh, maybe they did move. Interesting. He also kills a Seaguard Reaper with his archers. Which is,
that's really good going.
Yeah, pretty good. He did 1 wound with his Grey Watchers, but gives them -1 to hit as well, which also in shooting as well. So this is again, while I tried to be as much back as I could, and
he's still just about got what he wants on it.
Being his shooting going first again, and focus firing. It was tough. It was tough for the Seaguard this one. Sure. He shoots off 1 Queen's Guard. That's by the by, really. Onto my turn, and I shuffle. Do the Highborn shuffle. I don't go too aggressive with the Rymanites because I can't get out of
the Phoenixes,
which is completely on purpose from my opponent. So really good. Yeah, Seaguard.
Yeah, the Frosty's movement 9-18, isn't it? So it's a pretty decent charge.
It's really fast. It's really fast. And if anything charged the Rymanites, they're done. So hence their fragileness. But yeah, the spears on the left just turn so that he can't get out of arc over there. And otherwise, I just kind of shuffle. I just sort of move. Nothing too strenuous or anything. Just to shoot, basically. In my magic and shooting, I clear the archers completely. I think
that's great.
Did some with magic and then with pyro, and then Queen's Guard finished them off. So awesome,
fantastic. So now your Queen's Guard can focus on the Frosty, I guess.
Yes, so they can now move in.
Whatever else, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. And again, I focus fired on this unit of shooting while he's doing the Seaguard. So we're both kind of doing a similar thing in that regard. But
cool.
Yeah, he's been a bit more aggressive. I also I think the Seaguard did 2 here, and they passed their panic. Gosh darn it!
Sure. That's what Highborns do.
Yeah. Over here, onto his turn, and he moves his Phoenix on the left over while chaffing my spears, so I can't. Which is a good move because he can fly over me as well. So, interesting to see what I'll do there. Lion Chariot comes up as much as he can, and then the guys in the middle don't actually go too aggressively, which I'm surprised at actually, because I haven't got much that can take them on. I think what he wanted to do though was get the cover of the forest, which he's done. So from all of my shooting, he's now got a lot of cover there. Probably the most important move of this whole turn though is he's put his Frost Phoenix behind.
Yeah, that's good.
Impassable, obviously, just so that he gets all the cover in the world, and he's just poking out so that he's got a big arc. So
he could just see your Rhymer if they so much as sniff that deployment zone.
Yeah, he can absolutely see my Rhymer, and I cannot really move forward too much, if I'm honest. So the only good thing about this is that I am going second. So at some point he's going to have to try and chaff me.
Yes, because otherwise you just zip in on your last turn.
Yeah, as long as I keep shuffling up, and I am now within 18 inches of his thing, at some point he's going to have to chaff me. So I've just got to make sure that my overrun can get me into the thing. So there's maybe I go with the Phoenix. It's just I've got to work out how I do that really.
Yeah, chuffing a flyer is never easy.
Yeah, really tough, really tough. But yeah, so we'll see what we do there. On to his turn. I try and stop it, but he just gets it off. And
I suppose the plus point is you've got 10 less to take the damage from. Still 5 now, though.
Yeah, and he's just churning away. Then remember, this is magic. He shoots some of. So 3 wounds off on my dragon. I forget what this was from. Actually, it can't have been Quicklash.
Must have been the one. No, 3 wounds.
Yeah, but regardless, within the rest
of cosmology, isn't he?
Yeah, within the rest of his shooting and magic, he gets 3 wounds off on the mage, which is like, oh god, at least I can heal him, and 2 wounds off on the Queen's Guard to plink away at them. Over to my turn, and my Sea Guard.
I suppose it could have been. Sorry, it could have been a combination of touch the heart to do 1 wound.
Yeah, and
maybe Quicksilver.
Well, not Quicksilver because I'm 2 up.
I know you got Dragon Army.
Probably as Reapers.
Yeah.
If sure. Targeting. So on my turn, I don't take the chaff because I want to flame them in some regard or shoot them. However. But I position myself so that he cannot charge my mage with his Phoenix on the left.
Right.
Because of the way I've positioned the spears and my mage. And we sort of go back and forth and we agree that. So I'm like, okay, well that's good. It's a really long charge with his Sea Guard to get into my Sea Guard. So...
Spears.
No, Sea Guard behind.
He's on the Phoenix. Yeah,
and I put my Lord into my spears, so that if he does get me, not only have I got all the attacks from the spears.
He's such a fickle Lord, isn't he? You know, all these years he's been in the Sea Guard. The minute they have a rough game, I'm out of here. See you later.
So I'm hoping that he'll have to he'll have to go more in the centre if he doesn't want to go into me. Or they'll have to use his Phoenix as some sort of chaff. So I'm like, so again, this is all a chess game on the left, really.
He's not got enough room to slot in to the left of your dragon and still be out of line of sight.
No, because then my dragon will be able to charge him.
Oh, that's what I mean. There's not enough room to get out of the dragon's line of sight.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. On the right, I'm just shuffling forward and I'm moving my eagle over there to see whether he can help, and I'm also moving my Phoenix over to protect the flank of my spears should he go in. I've actually left a 11 charge on with his Phoenix, I think, into Flame Wardens into my spears, so there is that. But we'll see. That's all I could do to protect my mage, really. I think I kill one of with my Queen's Guard. They move over to this shooting and they kill this one. So again,
good.
Working my way over. I should say you see some of his markers say WA. That is, he used to be part of Wargaming Addictos, which are a Spanish YouTube channel as well. So it's kind of a YouTube off. I guess from that point of view as well. And they're a very good YouTube channel in Spanish. So go check them out.
So if you know Spanish, go check them out.
Yeah, for sure.
Or if you don't and you don't care.
But yeah, so onto his turn. So I'm taking away his little bits of shooting so that my Queen's Guard can be safe and survive the game, really. And he's sort of putting some pressure on my left flank and my combat. So it's really a really interesting sort of combo there. From his point of view, he looks at it and goes, yeah, it's a long charge, but there's not much.
I was just looking to see if he had Truth of Time off, but I don't think that's what that spell is it?
It's Open Throne.
Open Throne, yeah.
So he put that off and I let it go because I don't often see it making any real difference in games. But yeah, so he's putting them in there. I do have Favour of Melodis off. Which is good. So there's that. And
does he get it?
Luckily for me, he fails. So that's very nice. There's not too much in the way of counter charges. I just tried to leave it as far as possible so that he'd fail and stumble.
So I guess if he does make that, you're in a lot of trouble, right?
Probably game.
Yeah.
It's probably game because I can't get my...
It's a breakthrough as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and my Lord isn't on that side as well. He's going to likely break my Steadfast. It's likely game.
Yeah, I would say so.
So that's why he took it on. And as I say, there isn't much in the way of counter charges, but there is a lot of me. He's only stumbled forward rather than coming 10 forwards.
Yeah, looks like it,
I can probably chaff him with things as well. So yeah, it was one of them. This is showing in my previous turn I got Favour Melodis off, but also showing his chaffing
with the
Reavers. Yeah. I actually lost Favour of Melodis as well because triple five goes down to 444.
So this is your last Favour of Melodis.
That was in my turn 2, my last Favour of Melodis.
Okay.
Pretty crucial for a turn like this. I think anyway. It either went down to turn 4 or it went down to 5s, and not a lot happened. I can't remember.
Sure.
That. Yeah, but we'll see.
We shall.
Remaining moves again is spears stay where they are, which I'm very, very thankful for because my Queen's Guard cannot take that. I guess what he was worried about was the Phoenix and Rymanites coming in. His Cat Claw comes up a little bit and Phoenix just stays where it is. Not really worried about my mage, especially that it's only got 1 wound on him now. So I'm kind of again, we'll just see what I can do on that side to keep him at bay. But from his point of view, and I'll move us because we're in the way. His Phoenix comes out from behind the hill. I guess trying to get in a position where he gets a little bit more movement on me. But again, keeping me at arm's length. I think I need it.
I guess your issue is your Queen's Guard. In order to shoot it, I've got to risk the spears. So yeah.
So he's putting them as far away as possible, but I can shoot it. So there is potential there. He gets Perception of Strength to lower my strength and armor. Strength and AP on my Phoenix in case I want to go into the Flame Wardens, which I don't anyway. For sure. It shoots off a couple more here. Again, just plinking away where he can, which is good for me. I do have MR3, which is why he's not putting any magic into them.
Sure.
So there's that at least. And I take a long charge, so I need a 10.
Okay.
And I see this as my way to risk big to get into the deployment zone. And if I do that,
I'm with you there. Yeah.
Happy days.
If it's a 10, I'm definitely with you.
If I get a 10, yeah, sure. If I get a 10, I get into him, and I'm 10 attacks at strength 6.
Smashy, yeah. Does he reduce your strength by 1?
No, only
agility and
which I'm now agility 7. It's 6 or 7. So we go at a similar time.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive, defensive, so I'm hitting him on 3s rather than 2s, I think. So
yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's just, I think it goes my way if I get in.
Do you?
Well,
Wait
we'll
for
wait
it.
there. Wait there. You get me.
Yeah.
So I make 2 charges
I
with my characters.
I like this.
So my Lord charges out of the spears solo into his Frost Phoenix, and my Mage charges solo into his Cat Claw, which is super, super risky because I only have 1 wound.
I mean, he's multiple wounds too, but he doesn't need to be.
2 against me. I am 2 up armor, which goes to a 4 up armor and a 6 up Aegis. But
so, what Druidism spells have you got? Can you recover a wound?
I can recover a wound. Yeah.
You got healing waters available.
Well, it's all of my spells. If my
Lord
gets
that's
any
right.
Of the spells off,
Silly bent Kenrick Dower, yeah.
So thankfully I make it in with all 3 of my charges.
Amazing.
Which
that's amazing.
I'm very happy for. Yeah, I'm I can't see that going too wrong. My Frost Phoenix comes over here because he has got perception strength. Not that it matters right now. Just to fly over and maybe put some pressure on the archers. My spears turn to face. I can't get any further back. So it is what it is from there. My Sea Guard are a bit further away from his Flame Wardens. I think they need a 10 to get into the spears, and like 11 to get into the Sea Guard.
I'm surprised you didn't just move your Sea Guard behind the bolt thrower and just back up for the day.
Well,
I suppose they're still a threat.
I figure that he'll, out of those 2, he's going to choose the 10, because if not, he's not going to get another chance to charge any of them. And it's his turn 4 objective wise. So if I can get a good chaff with, say, the Phoenix, then I might be able to stop him actually getting into my thing. So he's either going to charge the 10 or march forward is my thought.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think the Sea Guard is priority, and he can shoot me, right?
Yeah, of course.
So the Sea Guard kind of just moved there for a little bit of cover volley. Why not? The 3 guys that are going to be left. Eagle comes over because he doesn't need to do anything with the Phoenix.
He's looking to die, isn't he? He's not died yet.
Yeah, exactly. And the Queen's Guard do move back as much as possible to make sure that when the spears inevitably march up, they can just keep going backwards. And also from that position, they have a good flee if I need to.
Yeah.
So that's everything. Onto magic, I get Raven's Wing off on my Frosty, which he lets off because it's not the worst spell at all.
You kill the Reavers though,
and I kill the Reavers because he only had 3.
Nice sweeping attack.
And also I get the Fountain of Youth thing, so I get my wound. I can't do any more wounds. I can only do that.
No, it doesn't actually change anything in terms of the multiple wounds.
I think I get Pyro Flow off as well in this phase.
Oh, okay.
Because I can do it into combat, and I get 2 wounds. I want to say,
or
1 wound. So again, he's only got 4, so we're kind of break even. It's just whether I can survive the Lion Guard.
Okay.
Because they're multiple wounds 2 on my.
So. Having 2 or 4 or 3 wounds doesn't change a thing.
Yeah. Shooting and anything else kills, I think, 5 archers and 2 Grey Watchers, which I'll take.
Yeah, nice.
And over here, you'll notice there isn't a single wound on this Frost Phoenix.
Well, I was wondering what those dice were behind it, but it didn't look encouraging.
I fail a fear check.
Well, that doesn't help.
Which means I'm now hitting on 4s, I think.
Yeah.
I roll my 10 attacks. I roll 1 hit, and it doesn't wound, or it wounds and he saves it. And the light goes to shit.
Yeah, he can grind you there.
He does 1 wound to me, and which means we draw.
So you got what? 6 turns of combat to stay in his deployment zone.
That wasn't great.
You were slightly less bitter than I was with bad hit rolls. You didn't put the dice out.
I didn't put the dice out, yeah.
For the picture.
But either way, I lose the combat 1-0, but draw.
Yeah.
So we stick around, and that's not good.
No, that's not good at all.
That's not good.
Oh dear.
So I
So Frosty on the other side of the battlefield is like, I told you, should have been a Frosty.
I completely have backed them to wipe out this Frost Phoenix as well. So
and they didn't quite do it.
They have no backup whatsoever.
No.
So see you later, chaps. Over here, I kill his Phoenix with my guy. I take a wound in response, and he puts a marker down to see whether he comes back.
Warden's Bond, yeah.
He doesn't have a Warden's Bond.
So it's on a 5-up.
I've got Pyro next to him, which does mean I have the extra attack. But again, we have a bit of a pillow fest, and for some reason, I do win, and he does.
Of course,
but for some reason, I choose not to go after him.
You're a crazy man.
I can't remember why. I think it was because I thought the Lion Chariot was now out and gone, and I could probably do more damage.
Yeah.
As a combo charge and stuff later on.
Yeah, I mean his flame wardens are not in line of sight. It looks like so. These only counter charges.
They can't. You can only see me with the archers. So I think I was like I'm in an hour in between getting the points or being useful for the rest of the game in combat.
Yeah, it is one or the other.
So I chose to let him go. As well, I didn't want to get within short range of the bolt thrower, the remaining bolt thrower.
No, of course
just
not.
in case.
Yeah.
So I think there was that, but it's arguable whether I should have gone for him or not. But
it's a straight dice off on Swiss Stride. It's if you might not even chase him down, even if you do go after him. So.
But yeah, either way, I decided to turn my focus into the centre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all
right. He needs, I think, a 9 or a 10. I think it was a 10's in my mind, but that might have been because of the Rhymanoids. So yeah, he takes that. So I cover volley and maybe do a 1 or 2 wounds, and he gets in.
Uh-oh.
And of course, my lord isn't in there.
No.
Either. So
what characters has he got in there? His spear?
No, his spear is with his spear lord is with the spears. So he just has the mage, I believe, and the BSB.
Yeah. So okay. I suppose Phoenix Guard's output damage wise isn't huge. So they're strength 4, aren't they?
No, it's not. But I mean, so my only hope is to be steadfast. Really.
Yeah. And your agility 6 when he's charged?
7. So I do go first, but I mean 4 a page just against me. So
yeah.
There's that, and he's got the rending banner, so he's just delete every wound he does as a kill.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, there's that. He rallies, which is that's annoying.
I suppose really with pointing the dragon that way, you can't even now go after him.
And that was I guess a little bit of the thing, but I wanted to be able to potentially help out with the flame. Yeah. So. Yeah, annoying, but I don't think he's got much more to do in this battle, so we'll go from there.
Sure.
And this is his remaining moves, so
he's coming for you.
Just moves up. Yeah, I mean I'm not too bothered because I've got the eagle there, and he will do a job. But
can your dragon see his Phoenix Guard?
Yes.
Looks like just about. Yeah,
for sure. I think I can see like halfway down as well, so I need to kill a surprising amount to actually do it.
Your spears just need to hold.
I just need to hold. He gets healing waters off on these.
Fine.
I think there was something to do with regaining wounds rather than actually helping because I
gain a Grey Watcher behind maybe.
Yeah, possibly. He
not that it would change their
shoots
points.
My eagle. And does 2 out of 3 wounds. Ka-ching.
What a bully! Yes. But that's great.
But also chooses to shoot the Queen's Guard for something else as well, and there it is. So yeah, really happy because Suicide is as good like that than he was the day he was born. So over here we draw 0-0 and carry on with.
That's good.
The biggest.
You'll take that now.
I mean, KOE can play against Rebel Lance, but oh my goodness. Over here, and you'll see my remaining stuff, and he's got 2 ranks, and I've got 2 ranks. So I think, he has got 2 ranks because of the last 3 are gone. So he's got 1, 2, and then 3 guys. And I've got
Right.
1, 2, 3, and then 4 guys.
You're steadfast.
So I am steadfast, baby. I think I killed 3, which was actually crucial in the end because I think he's 7 wide. Yeah, so 7 wide.
Looks out.
So yeah, if I had only killed 1, then I wouldn't have been steadfast by 1, ironically. But I was steadfast, and they hold, baby,
and breathe.
They hold. Come on, and now it's like right.
Charge the world. Yeah,
this is my time. I should say though, this is a nice picture, right?
Oh,
charge. However, it is before we realise he didn't do his Phoenix. So the charges all go in, hooray! And this is a bit, but you have to.
What do you mean he didn't do his Phoenix?
And bear with me.
Okay.
However, we realise he didn't roll for it in his turn. So he rolls for his Phoenix to come back on his turn.
Okay.
And he does actually come back. So I retract my Spear Lord charge,
which is fair. Yeah.
To go into, and I say, okay, well, in that case, can I charge? Because we sort of retrospectively did this. So I was like, okay, well, I'll charge that. He was like, yep, that's fine.
Did that mean you had to turn your Spear Lord around so you could see the Phoenix?
So I put him. I put him originally in a position that saw the marker and saw the front of my spears, so I had both.
Okay.
But yeah, obviously we did it, and then he went, "Oh, actually, my Phoenix." So I was like, okay. So I'll go after that. I'm not too bothered. I've got Willow's Ward, so if the Lion Chariot comes in, his impact hits do nothing. So not too bad. And obviously I'll turn to face to do a potential later thing, but it does mean my Lord isn't in there, which it would have been very. Well,
it's another 6 dead, isn't it? At least,
well, yeah.
So, yeah. Well, maybe
3 after,
3 or 4.
But yeah, every one's back. But I do have everything else, which is cool, and I'm hoping that's a big change in my favour.
Nice bit of wing crossover in your flyers.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, luckily my Frosty is modelled so he can move like that, so that was useful. But anyway, Suicide comes up to die.
Yeah.
Queen's Guard move back as much as possible, but still being able to shoot. And the Reaper is just going to stay there and accept his fate. Over here again, this is one of these to show my magic, and I get a decent magic phase. So
you got Awaken the Beast.
Awaken the Beast off for strength, which is very very nice, and it also gets me a wound back on the mage. So chink.
Massive.
I do so that he lets that go because I have a decent roll. At that point, I do Pyro Flow into his unit to kill a couple. I'm not sure I actually do kill a couple, but I do it so that I can get the extra attacks on the mage, and he lets that one off to stop everything else, basically.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, I'm happy enough with that. My mage has now got only one wound done to him, and I'm higher strength everywhere. So that's pretty good.
Very.
This shows something.
Dead archers. Archers are gone.
Yes, dead archers. Very good. Queen's Guard or the Reaper, I can't remember, or a mixture of both probably, go against him just to get some points.
I would think so.
Really. Over here, and he decides to go kill 3 of my guys in one round with his 4
They
attacks.
deserved it.
They certainly did deserve it. I do get away, but it's his turn. Not good. So
breakthrough is not going.
They had every chance to show me they're better than a Phoenix, and they did. They died.
So irrespective of what the Phoenix does, it's 1-0 Phoenix, right?
Correct.
Or maybe 2-0.
Yeah.
Oh well, this looks like a good picture too.
It absolutely does. I just wiped the floor with them in the end, and because of all the charges and the thunder stomps and the stomps and the breath weapon, which I saved, I didn't do on the Line Chariot, things like that, blah 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 blah. It just everything goes my way, and the Sea Guard, in fact,
they've gone for it. Are they going for breakthrough?
Well, yeah. Well, they. It looks like I've got some No, I don't think I got some back. He just didn't do any wounds to them. I roll 11 to absolutely obliterate him, and I go with the mage as well, who does take a few wounds in combat, which is a shame.
Charmed life.
Yes, but it means that happy days. My Sea Guard can make a breakthrough, so I've got 2 turns to get them up there and stop.
Surely the Shadow Grey Watchers or whatever they're called these days.
There's lots of
surely they're just going to chaff you.
I mean, they can, but I'll take an
overrun.
inch and then overrun. There's like a slingshot for indefense. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Over here, this is the combat. I have to do 1 wound to him, and maybe I don't because he's still there.
I was going to say, yeah.
I thought it did, but it he doesn't do any to me. And it's a bit irrelevant at this point. But yeah, just annoying, I guess. But it is his turn next, and I should kill him. So I got 1 wound. I should kill him. Don't worry about it, right?
Okay.
Just don't worry about it.
I'm not worried.
It'll be fine.
No, it's fine.
He charges my mage. I flee, and I don't go far. And he tries to catch me, but doesn't. He charges over here and flees me further, and that's not very far for him to catch me. And then he's in the flank of my Queen's Guard, which isn't great. He also charges the Eagle, so we'll see. So he does catch me, annoyingly.
Oh boy!
So that's a shame.
That's an ignominious, whatever that word is.
So it's
not a great way to go down.
I mean, that shows that overall, in hindsight, I should have gone after him. And
maybe. And the dragon was useful,
so we'll see. He catches me here, and of course he gets into the eagle as well. So yeah, we're slingshotting.
This is a roller coaster battle.
So he turns to face my spears, going for them, which I don't think matters really, if I'm honest, because I was going to charge them anyway. With either the Frosty or the Spears, so that's fine. The Grey Watchers do exactly that, come up to chaff. And everything else is where you can see it. He shoots some, but it doesn't really bother me. My Lord finally does the business there.
You were setting up that went horribly wrong.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yes, he's killed him, and he can't come back. Don't come back
ever.
Suicide. He gets his ironically Death Wish, so that's good.
But he will come back for the next battle.
Will come back for the next battle, of course. And he rather than overruns, he turns to face like this. So I mean, he's got 1 more turn after this. So there's not much I can really do. He's checking my arc, but I'm not going in there spears on spears when he's got loads and a spear lord. So so there is that. So on to my turn, and as you can see, the Sea Guard are down to 2. As well now. With the Reaper came into me as well.
So we're going into your turn 5, right?
Going into my turn 5. So I do this. I managed to get out of line of sight with my Queen's Guard onto and from his spears, which I'm very happy for, because it means that I think over the course of 2 rounds of combat, if he comes in, I'll get shots at him. I'll get some attacks at him.
Well, you wouldn't get some shots because you're too close to the front shoot.
Well, I can shoot now, though.
Oh, right, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, unless I marched. I might march, but either way, I'm happier to go against that. Over 2, I've only got to survive 2 rounds. So that's my plan there. The spears charge the chariot who runs, and I think the Grey Watchers panic off the back of that, or they flee from the Frost Phoenix. I'm going to move that to. So they both flee. My Sea Guard choose not to declare another charge because they want to march up, but unfortunately fail the march check.
So I
a
little way to go,
so I think I only go 5. And at this point, I don't think I can get in. I think I'm like 0.5 out. So we'll see what I can do there. The Lord comes up as well to potentially make some charges if needed. I try Raven's Wing, and he dispels it.
Of course.
Of course. Really, which is annoying. Which means I've only got one more turn for Raven's Wing, if possible. I get Oaken thrown off because I have 1 dice at the end, and I do Healing Waters on them to get my wound back on my Lord, just for things, and potentially keep them alive from the Reaper.
Yeah.
They also get cover and stuff, so there's that. So yeah, I've got 1 chance at Raven's Wing, basically to.
In terms of him getting to your deployment zone, is it just a matter of his spears moving in?
Yeah. So I shoot. I didn't have to march here, which is good. So I shoot and I think I do 3 wounds. I think that's how it counts.
There's 3 on the marker.
So it's either I do 3 or he's got 3 remaining. But I think it's a 3 wound marker on him. So he's only got 2 left, which makes me happier as well in the long run. He does charge though, and of course, as you said, I don't have a stand and shoot, so I'm just going to.
You haven't got spears on them, have you?
No, I don't. I used to, but it was one of the things I had to cut
occasionally. Yeah.
And he charges. Oh no, I don't think he charges. I think he just moves up just in case.
No, if he rolls a double 1 on that charge, he doesn't even get in your zone.
Which means Rogue Reaper's alive, which is good. But it also means that he currently is winning the objective.
1-0. Yeah, you need those spears, those Seaguard in.
Yeah, there's a hot take. He rallies with both.
And moves his Fae.
And moves
boys in your way.
Yes. So, do they have Fane Flight then? Maybe he just rallied.
Withdrawal. No,
he just rallied them in a way that did that. Which must mean that I might have had a chance to do it then. I'm not sure. But either way, it's very, very close either way. Yeah. He comes in and does a decent amount of damage. I don't think I do too much to him. But I am steadfast and I hold with a BSB.
You are steadfast because he's flying. Yeah.
Or leadership 8 it would have been. But yeah, I hold that, and yeah, that's a bit juicy, really.
Isn't it just...
the Thunderstorm come down to like 6. Not on its own.
Always. Guaranteed.
Yeah. So... 1 more round to survive.
Yeah.
I
don't think so.
And I charge to get some points. Basically, he flees and
I suppose maybe your spears will overrun 12 again and get in.
Well, that's why he fled. Yeah, that's why. But I fled. I charged my spears and my Frost Phoenix first before I do anything with the Seaguard.
Yeah,
because I don't want him to be able to just move forward 3 or whatever. Because then, if I charge and fail, I can't Raven Swing them because they're shaken.
Sure, of course.
So yeah, and so I move up as much as I can, and this is the rest of my movement. Spear Lord just coming over this way, and I think Spear Lord comes over to see if I can get some buffs on the Queen's Guard.
Yeah,
as well. I do get Healing Waters off, and he lets that go because obviously he's saving his dice for Raven's Wing.
Of course he is.
Which unfortunately he gets because this is he dispels. This is the last picture. I only take 2 wounds because of Healing Waters as well, which is very, very nice. I'm still steadfast. I hold, and I've got 5 out of 18 remaining in that unit, so they don't lose any in terms of Queen's Guard.
Oh, one's a character, right?
Which means I don't lose any points for them, which is I'm by one model. So very, very happy. Yeah, Healing Waters did that there. That is the last picture. It was a bit of a yo-yo game. It was really, really fun. Loads of stuff happening. I felt I played it very, very tightly and played it decently, but he was really good. And you can tell like a good player when they're putting stuff down and measuring the right things, and the arcs are always good for them. So
seeing things that you didn't see.
Absolutely. I was a little bit unlucky with the Rymanites, but they proved how fickle they can be, I guess, from that point of view. So it was a bad matchup. Well, it wasn't a bad matchup. It was just they didn't do very well. Otherwise, yeah, it was a pretty good game, and in the end, it ended 10-10.
Great. Wow, that's because objective, right? I was going to say,
objective,
how did it end 10-10 with those points?
Yeah, so I got a load of points in the end because he fled with the Line Chariot, the Grey Waters, and things like that. And obviously I got the Flame Wardens, which had BSB Mage and Flame Wardens in. So I won by quite a way in the end. I didn't give up too much, apart from the dragon. The dragon's half of that points. But objective by an inch and a raven's wing was the thing.
You're only a few points away from the 14-6 points wise, actually.
Yeah, it isn't far. And I mean, realistically, I think once the Rymanites didn't blow through
of course,
the guy,
you never really
Phoenix,
challenged it.
That the objective was going to be really hard because of the way I deployed. I was all eggs in one basket with the Rymanites. I'm afraid.
Of course, it was blind deployment. There's me thinking that Archer unit holding off your Rymar wasn't a great thing for him, but it was blind deployment. He couldn't predict that. So
absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, my deployment went well in that regard, and my Rymanites were far enough away from his Reapers, to actually get blown away and arcs and things. So yeah, I think my deployment probably the deployment favoured me in the end. Completely by chance, I guess. But he played it really well, and it was a really fun battle and good to get into it, really. And cool. 10-10. So the Highborn Elf YouTube off Atlantic
Spanish British
ended in a draw, and everyone left smiling. Really
great, excellent. So you're on 23 points.
Yes. No, 22 because it was a 12-8.
It was a 12-8. Okay, fair enough.
So 22 points, just above average. Some both pretty tactical games, and I got a win and a draw, so unbeaten in 2. Happy days.
Take it, that's great.
Yeah,
well done. Superb. So give us some comments on that one. Anything you think about that one, we'd love to hear what your thoughts are.
Yeah,
a real swinging game. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
You couldn't predict who was going to win that.
It was funny because after every person's turn, it went in their favour.
Yeah, sure.
He had a turn to start off with, killed like 10 Seaguard, got in really good positions, and I was like, oh, rubbish. Then I had a good turn because Queen's Guard went back, killed his archer. It was like that. So and then he charged my spears. I was like, oh my god. And then I charged the world in, and I was like, and it was one of them. Really interesting from that point of view, because one bad roll could have really changed the game completely.
Superb. Right, we roll on to round 3 in the Cardiff tournament.
Yes.
Cannot wait.
End of day 3. End of day 1, sorry.
Day 3? I'm nearly dead after 2 battles of game 1.
It is,
so. Yeah. Great. Let's see how we go. Round 3 coming up.
See you later.